Welcome to another edition of Swim Easy Speed. Today we're going to look at this athlete posted up on a forum I started on Reddit about Triathlon Swim Advice. So if you're interested, you have a video, just post it up there and I'll see what I can do. So he just started swimming a couple of years ago. He feels like he's plateaued and trying to improve a little bit. Overall he looks pretty decent. We'll be able to point out some things where I think he can work to make up some time kind of going forward. But, if we're looking initially, so here we are, we'll get it to where we can get a good look at how he looks in the water. So this right here, so this angle right here is going to be the biggest reason that he's going to have tough time getting past this, or why why he's plateaued. All of that is drag that he's pulling against. There's some other things that are going on in his stroke that, make it a little less efficient as well. But that drag right there, you are not going to be able to build up enough fitness and strength to overcome that level of drag. So basically that gap right there and the gap kind of right there between, top of his butt, back of his calves and the waterline, that's probably easily close to 7 to 10 seconds, 100 at the same effort level. So if all of this came up, he'd be 7 to 10 seconds, 100 faster. Now, some of that is technique. Some of it is fitness too. You got to understand, to get all of this up requires the right stroke in the front, where then all of this is connected down along the line. And then your core is strong enough and your legs are connected enough to your core to bring all of this up. So the only way you get that, you swim more. I know most people don't want to hear that. They want some magical fix, some magical drill or piece of gear. Now, a lot of that stuff can help get you a better feel for it. So then you can replicate it over and over again. The other kind of the quickest fix, though, would be you get in the weight room. And really work on doing compound movements where you get the core to engage while you're recruiting other muscle groups that are similar to the stroke. So the other thing we can see here from the side, and it'll become more apparent, what I want you to watch, and I'm going to slow it down, watch the bubbles coming off of his hands when he pulls. So that means he's slipping a lot of water. It's starting on the entry. The entry's a little not as clean as it could be. But then, anytime you got bubbles on the hands, you're not getting a clean grab on the water, and you are typically slipping a lot of water, not generating the maximum amount of propulsion. So then we've got a nice front video here. I edited this down because some of it didn't work as well. But so right here, you can see that this hand is pretty far outside his body frame on the pull. So we're 89 degrees, and then his midline is right about there. So that distance kind of right there is significant enough where he's putting all of the pressure of the stroke pretty much just on the top of the shoulder. It's going to be tough to get the lats involved on the pull. Now, he's doing a good job of keeping kind of the fingertips pointed towards the ground, but what we'd prefer to see would be in this position, something more about like that. So this would all be shifted over to here. And his hand would be then a lot closer to that midline. Now, probably more in line with the shoulder, but then, part of this is also a rotational issue. You can see that there's his hip right there. And then it almost looks like part of the body's going that way. Remember, we want these really, really straight lines moving right down the middle of your body, because anything that's not straight is then just going one way or another and not going straight. So it's costing more to go that distance. So then we keep on going. We go on the right here, or the left, and we can see it's about the same here. So, you're about 120 there, and just too far away from the midline. We figure midline is kind of right about like that. You'd really want to be flatter on the water at this point, and then with the hand in closer to that midline, probably in line with the shoulder. And you can see that's where he's kind of generating that all that bubbles and where he's really kind of slipping. Okay, so here we go. We'll take a look at the top. And here, and I just had a pro in the camp that was kind of doing something similar to this, and I've been, trying to work on it a lot with him. So you can see right here, if we zoom up a little bit, the feet are coming apart. It looks like part of the body's going that way. The head is pointed that direction. So, the arm isn't going straight. So it's creating just a lot of instability. And anytime, we create instability in the water that we don't need to, it's just going to decrease our power and efficiency because you're going to have to sacrifice that power and efficiency to increase your stability. So stability is kind of that foundational, fundamental thing. So, part of this is happening from just breathing to one side. Now, that's not an issue, but what he needs to do, though, is, so here he takes the breath, and then you can see that this side is a little bit shorter in terms of the reach. This side gets a little bit of a longer reach, so there's this imbalance. And what I did was I sped up the underwater, and you'll be able to see the imbalance. So here we go. You can see here where the direction of this is going. So it's kind of going that direction. You can see the hip going that way. You can see, the spine kind of going that way. And what we want is we want all of this just to go straight. And then you'll see this kind of imbalance that I mentioned earlier. We'll go to the underwater. Here's kind of it sped up. And you can see that little kind of almost a hiccup. I'll back it up and we'll do it again. And it's tough to see when it's just at normal speed, but you can see kind of that pause where he's kind of getting caught a little bit in the stroke. And that would be, because a lot of this stuff is not going perfectly straight, he's not balanced in the stroke. So my guess would be he's having a tough time holding a straight line in open water as well. So what I'll do is I'll put some the recommended drills that I would do for this guy in the description below. And I think the video from the pro camp of the guy that's doing the pro that was doing something similar to this is up, or it's about to go up. So if it's up, I'll put the description in the link. And if anyone has any questions, let me know. As always, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. That really helps out the channel, helps out me, allows me to keep on doing this. And I hope to see you guys in the pool soon.